Let me just fix myself. Okay. Have you ever been through something that makes you doubt who you are? It makes you doubt what you're capable of, and yeah, man, it takes a regrowth to sort of get out of that self-doubt zone and to rebuild yourself. Well, that's what I'm here to talk about today. Anywho, before we get into it, guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in, and guys, I really appreciate your comments, I appreciate your likes, I appreciate you guys subscribing. And I think, man, we're growing. Hey, we're growing. And I mean, a month ago, if you had told me that I would have a YouTube channel, I would have said hell no, because it took me so long to get to this stage to say I finally want to do it. This is what I want to do. But I'm glad I did. And as you can see, guys, we also have a new intro. So, we're growing, we're learning things, we're getting there. But definitely, I just want to take this time today to say, guys, I appreciate you and I'm so thankful of your guys' support. Most of you are even strangers that I don't know, but I do hope you'll stick around because there is still more coming. So yeah. Anywho, today I am here to talk about one of my experiences. I think it sort of molded me to be who I am today. Because I went through that, I grew as a person and I got to understand what I was capable of and all that. Anywho, back in 2008, I passed grade 12. From there, I got accepted at Vets. Originally, I wanted to become accounting, but I was in short of 2 points. So I had to go for my second option. And to be honest with you, back then, there wasn't much that you knew, especially if you're someone from the rural areas. Your second option, you just like the sound or the name of something and you don't really know it. And that was me, to be honest. My second option was economic science. I was like, I didn't even do economics at school. I don't know what this course is about, but I have a choice here. I cannot, because I had only applied in 2 varsities. I was still waiting for UP to respond. They were taking longer. And Vets had responded, so I had to go with the option that was there. Cool. I did that. I decided, you know what, let me give this economic science a try. I can still change next year to what I want to do, rather than having to go back home, sit at home the whole year and lose a whole year. All right, cool. I registered for it. I was excited. Sadly, because when I was applying, I didn't have money. I couldn't apply for res. We only had money where I could only apply for varsity acceptance. So by the time I tried to apply for res was full. I was like, okay, cool, no worries. And then I stayed with my dad. At the time, my dad was staying in Tembisa. So I went and I stayed with him and it was fine. First year starts, first day of class. Yo, guys, let's talk about the fact that when you get to varsity, you realize just how much you don't know English. When a lecturer is in class and they're teaching and you're like, what did he just say? That was me on that first week. But hey, we fake it until we make it. Cool. Got there, first year, first semester, okay. We do class, okay. Some things feel like they're making sense in class, some they're not, but you're like, it's fine, I'll study. I mean, come on. I was a top 10 student from high school, so for me it was like, I should be fine with this. I just need to use the same method of studying that I've always known. Cool. First test, I remember I was doing calculus, algebra, economics, accounting. Cool. First test, it was algebra. I went home, I studied. I remember that night I didn't sleep. I studied, went and I wrote it. And the marks came back and I got 43%. I thought, it cannot be. When you're in the exam room writing and you're like, I'm writing but I can't tell you what I'm writing. You thought you understood something as you were studying it. Turns out you didn't, but now you are there and you have to write this. I was like, okay, cool, no worries. I tried again. This time we're writing calculus. Hey, 23%, guys. Hey, my confidence dropped. I wouldn't say it's because I wasn't studying. I was studying. When you're studying so hard that you're like, I should have passed this, but I don't understand how I'm not passing this. All right. By the time June came, I could see that, I'm going to write exams and I have no confidence whatsoever, because I have tried everything from studying, attending tutorials, basically everything, but it still felt like it was just not working out. And then at that time, a lot of people were struggling in class, right? Then I met this other girl. She's still a very good friend of mine. Her name is Rachel. Rachel was like, I don't know what to do. I've been studying, and it turns out she lives at Tembisa also. So we started studying together, traveling together, and it was like, okay, we are studying, we'll study, and we think that, we feel we understand this. We're like, tomorrow we are going to nail this. Hey, that test comes 39%. I was like, God, I don't know what's going on, but this is not the kind of varsity life I imagined. And I don't know. I know I need to wait until next year for me to change what I want to do, but I don't know what this is doing to my reputation here at varsity. And I don't want to be there. At the time, by the way, I was studying at vets, right? So I was like, I don't want to be here. This environment is just not for me. But then how do I go and break that to my parents, who my my older brother at the time, he was doing mining engineering at vets. I think he was on his second year or third year when I started. So he's passing, right? He has a bursary, he's passing. Here I am on my first year, I have a bursary, I'm failing. And you also start to beat yourself up, because you're thinking, no man, I used to be in a top 10, I should be able to pass this, why am I not passing this? And then I remember I was like, we were talking with my friend, and she was like, you know what, I think I am ready to apply somewhere else. I'm like, girl, you took the words out of my mouth. I don't want to be here at Vets anymore. Firstly, for me, it just felt too uptight. The environment is not friendly. There's just so much pressure that is so unnecessary for me. Cool. That day, we took our last money, pocket money that we had. We took a taxi to UJ. We got there. We took the form. We applied. We went with everything. Our grade 12 results, our ID, everything. Took our grade 12 results, we got there, we filled the forms right there and there. We applied the same day, we were accepted. This was around August to September. We're like, okay, cool. So now what do we do? How do we tell our parents at home? How do we go about this? We literally applied, we didn't say anything to our parents until end of the year. We both decided, you know what, it is time to be honest with our parents about what's going on. I remember telling for me, before I told my parents, I told my big sister and my big brother, because they understood. There wasn't pressure of me trying to be someone else that I'm not with them. So I told them, guys, this was happening. I've applied to UJ and I've been accepted, and I'm going to become accounting. My sister said, okay, if you feel that's what you want to do, because that's what you originally wanted to do, I'll support you. And then she's like, but you have to speak to mom and dad. I was like, okay, cool. I spoke to mom and dad. They didn't really understand. I mean, they're old-fashioned. For them, it was like, your brother is passing, so what is it, were you playing, what is happening, all this. And as much as they did their best to be supportive at the time, they couldn't understand. I was like, okay, cool. The year ended. I went back home. I felt like such a failure. When you look at yourself, you're like, God, where did I go wrong? What did I do wrong? You're like, I did my best. I gave it my all, but I still failed a whole year. And at that time, you unintentionally compare with your high school mates who now passed first year and they did fine. And you're like, imagine, here I am. I failed my whole year. I'm back here at home. And I now have a second opportunity with UJ, but I don't have a bursary. I don't know how I'm going to study, because I knew my parents couldn't afford it. I was like, I don't know, but I remember that school holiday, I prayed, man. When you're at that state of your life where you are so close to God, I was pouring out my heart, and I was like, God, you know me, you know my heart, you know how much I tried to pass at first, but it was just not happening. And now I have a second chance to go and study what I want to study at UJ, but I don't have a bursary, I don't have a place, I don't know anybody there, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I remember beginning of the year, a friend of mine, Rachel, who stays at Tembisa, we're like, okay, cool. We applied for NSFAS. Likely with UJ, NSFAS doesn't take too long. You would know your results before registration. At that time, I was staying at Rachel's place because my dad was no longer staying at Tembisa. So I had to stay at Rachel's place for like a week while waiting for NSFAS and to register and, you know, get accommodation and all that. Like, guys, she has turned into a sister. Her parents were so amazing in that whole week. They were amazing, to be honest, and they were so supportive. Cool. A week went, NSFAS replied, I was accepted. I was excited. And then we started looking for accommodation with Rachel, and then I got accommodation, and then I registered. And now, UJ, I was starting my first year again. Remember, because I had come from an environment where I know what varsity is like, I had failed. I was more determined to make it, just I think to prove more to me what I'm capable of, because I was at that place where there was a lot of self-doubt, man. There was a lot of self-blame, which I was carrying around with me. So at that time, I was like, okay, cool, no problem. We started our first year, we were excited with Rachel. I was like, okay, UJ is more, I don't know, for me, Vets is intense, UJ is more relaxed, it's friendly, it's student friendly, I don't know. But for some people, they may disagree with me, which is okay. So we wrote first test of accounting. I remember we studied together with Rachel, we studied, and the test came back. I got 86, Rachel got 87. Yo, God. You know when they say sometimes God knows the kind of push you need to build your confidence? That was the push I needed. And we were excited, we were happy, man. We're like, you know what? I'm smart after all. This was the problem. That is us consoling ourselves. From there, man, we were passing, man. Just studying at UJ was a whole lot of different experience than it was at Vets. And we did have friends who, when we told them we were leaving for UJ, they looked at us with that, shame, you failed first year, now you're going to UJ. We're like, it's okay. It doesn't matter how I make it, but I will make it. I don't think it matters where I am. And I remember there was a friend that we left there at Vets who later on was expelled because she was failing and she was just not coping. And I think her pride was just too big for her to apply elsewhere and start over because, yeah, life happens, guys. But yeah, me and Rachel went, we passed everything. We're like, okay, cool. And then we finished. I remember the day we graduated, oh man, it was emotional. It was emotional for us because we know where we come from. And I don't know, just that state of knowing that, I have been there, it is not nice. But we became resilient. And I think part of the reason why I'm doing this video is I know it's first year, like first semester just finished for most of the first years. And most of you may not have done well for first semester, and you're in a place of self-doubt. You are in a place of, I thought I'm smart, what am I doing wrong? You're in a place of, I'm studying, but I still failed. I don't understand why I'm failing. I want to tell you, today I have a successful career. I went for my second chance at UJ and I passed and I finished and I got a job. And honestly speaking, all that experience that happened at Vets, I understand now why it happened, because it molded who I am. I am, when you are resilient and you are like, you know what, whether I fail, it's not about the fact that I failed, it's about getting up and trying again. Because varsity is the start of your adulthood. If you give up there, then you're giving up on yourself, you're giving up on your life. So for me, that taught me that no matter what happens in my life, I don't give up. And for as long as God is by my side, I know there's nothing that I cannot do. So guys, if you didn't do well on your first semester, don't give up. Try second semester, try doing something different. If you feel it's not for you, it's okay to sit down and be honest with yourself to say, you know what, this is not for me. Let me apply for this and give this a try. Do not be ashamed about what your peers are doing, how your peers are doing this and this and that. At the end of the day, this is your life. You need to do you. You need to look at things that you know will benefit you individually. This is where, oh guys, I learned so much about that experience that I never thought I would learn. And also to the parents who have kids that didn't do well on first semester, guys, don't lose hope on your kids. There is nothing, I think for me, what pulled me through to know that I needed to give it a try again and again, it was my family. It was my family because of their support and the fact that they were understanding enough to say, you know what, if this is what you are deciding, we will support you. Now imagine for a child who failed and they're even afraid to come in front of you to tell you this is what's happening. Guys, it's not easy. So as a parent who as a parent who may have a child that failed first semester, guys, encourage your kids. Encourage your kids. If you can honestly see this is just not for them, do the best you can to advise them, because at the end of the day, it has to be their decision to know that, hey, I need to try something else and give that something else a try. But to be honest with you, it only made sense later on in my life that what happened was supposed to happen the way it did, and it's okay. I can move on from it and I can build character from that. But yeah, man, varsity life it's a whole different stage. I think it also goes with life. In life, we can try different things and not succeed. And some of the things, it can affect our confidence, it can affect our self-confidence, it can affect how we see ourselves and how we believe in ourselves. But what matters at the end of the day is how do you regroup yourself and move on from that experience and try again. So guys, that is my experience. That's how I failed vets and I ended up going to UJ. But today I have a successful career, and yeah, man, it's like ancient history now when I talk about it. But at the time when it was happening, I couldn't see a way out except, yeah, man, like I just couldn't. But yeah. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. And please share it with anyone that you may know, whether it's a first year student, varsity student, anyone that you do feel this video would help. But I think in closing, what I would say is, guys, don't give up. No matter what you're going through in life, God never leaves your side. Include him in everything you do, invite him in everything you do, and he will literally raise you up from that bad situation that you thought you would never get out of, and turn your life into something so amazing that you wouldn't understand, that you would have never imagined that you can ever get there to that place. So yeah, guys, that is life. Things happen, but we grow from it, and that is all that matters at the end of the day. So yeah, I just wanted to share that experience, and I hope it can help someone. I just hope it can help someone and basically just motivate someone. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching my video. I really do appreciate it, guys. Please like, share, and comment below on your experiences at varsity, how first year varsity treated you, whether you failed first year, second year, third year, the whole year, but just your experiences and how it molded you to be the kind of person that you are today. But yeah, it will be amazing to hear other people's stories. And if you have first year, second year, guys, do leave a comment below about how you are feeling, how first semester went, advices that you need, and I am sure in some ways we can be able to assist. So yeah, guys, thank you so much.
Yo, guys, not me fighting for my life. As I was talking, I think the saliva went through the wrong pipe, so this is me dying. But anywho, I wanted to say, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it can help someone out there, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. At the end of the day, in life, we don't give up. No matter what we face, we don't give up. We keep pushing, because at the end of the day, you only have you to believe in you.